welcome to another edition of It's Anything Can Happen Day. Haven't done this for a while, but we're going on a quest for foliage. Currently headed officially south on Interstate 81 near Morristown, Tennessee. I think we're more going west than south, but southwest. Headed towards the I-40 split, and we'll be heading south into North Carolina. From there, anything can happen. I haven't decided if we want to take a scenic route that takes us to Gatlinburg and then to Cades Cove, or do we want to go to New Canton, South Carolina, and take our little secret back road to the Blue Ridge Parkway, come back to Cherokee, then over the mountain, and then to Cades Cove. So we don't know how we're going to do it, but that's the thing about Anything Can Happen Day. We'll figure it out as we go. U.S. Interstate 81, which takes you all the way north to the Canadian border in New York State. This is where it ends, at the intersection of Interstate 40, just east of Knoxville. So, and if you go one way, with the way we're going towards Asheville, you can go to Asheville, and then all the way to Wilmington, North Carolina at the Atlantic Ocean. If you go the other way, you can go to Knoxville, Nashville, Memphis, and all the way west to Los Angeles, California. So we're going towards the Smoky Mountains, headed towards North Carolina. Why do I keep saying South Carolina? Towards North Carolina. That's some scenery right there. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Smoky Mountains. Crossing the bridge over, what lake is this? Douglas Lake. Whoa, bumpy. All right, well, we turned off I-41 at the Foothills Parkway, which is almost to the North Carolina state line. As you can see here, we're 7 miles from Cosby, 28 miles from Gatlinburg. So we thought this would be a good little side route to see some foliage, and I think we were right. Good foliage here. This is a Thursday, so it's not too crowded. I bet on a weekend it's gonna be crowded. All right, we stopped at one of the little turnoffs at the Foothills Parkway, and he's got me spun around. And it's just a chance for Penny to take a break. But I want you to look at this. Okay, now there's a little spattering of scenery you can see, but they need to cut these trees down. These trees aren't contributing anything to the attraction. They're inhibiting. They're making it hard to see the landscape. I would cut this stuff down. This is what I love about living in the Smoky Mountain region. Beautiful foliage. October. Mountain roads. On a Thursday. Nobody around. Hardly nobody around. And I believe we have succeeded in finding foliage. I think I said that already. But I never grow tired of marveling at the beauty of Mother Nature. We're on the Foothills Parkway, which is about in between Newport, Tennessee and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in that vicinity. Wow, look at this here. We're at a little bit higher elevation, so it's really, this looks like peak. Peak isn't supposed to be till next week, but this looks like peak to me. Well, about every 10 years or so, I drive through, let me take a pause here. Okay, as I was saying before the fire trucks came by, About every 10 years or so, I like to go through downtown Gatlinburg just to remind me why I don't never go through downtown Gatlinburg. But actually on a Thursday at 1:40 p.m. it's not as crowded as usual. Usually it's wall to wall people. It's not too bad right now. It is really crowded though. There's that Anarchista place. Anarchista, I can't even pronounce it. But we're at a red light here. But there's Ripley's Aquarium over there. So we're gonna go through town and then, yeah, downtown Gatlinburg on a Thursday afternoon is crowded as heck. Imagine what it's like on a Saturday. No shortage of places to eat and waste money. Ripley's, believe it or not. National Park. We're at the end of Gatlinburg. Usually it takes about an hour to get through Gatlinburg. Alright, quick change of plans. We decided to skip Cades Cove and go over the mountain, get on the Blue Ridge Parkway and take it to Asheville, and then come back home through Sam's Gap. So that's the plan. We just passed the turnoff to Cades Cove, and we're going over the Great Smoky Mountain, 33 miles to Cherokee. So I haven't been over this mountain in a long time, so it's a good time to do it when the leaves are changing. Okay, we got some Smoky Mountain foliage here. It's pretty crowded, but I bet it's gonna be a lot more crowded Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes I've come up this mountain in years past, and it's a traffic jam, miles and miles, just wall-to-wall cars. So it's nice to come up here on a Thursday and not have to stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Coming up to the big reveal. Here's a big reveal coming up right here, big reveal. Not to ruin it for you, but whoa, look at that, how pretty that is. Of course, cell phone through a window can't do it justice, but oh, the turnoff's closed. Well, this must be the chimneys.
Yep.
There sure ain't no place to pull over, is there? Now, what are they shooting? Is there a bear up there or something?
Yep.
Wow. There's a pretty view. This is a very popular turnoff, as you can see, for good reason. Okay, we just got to the top of the mountain and started working our way down to our favorite little overlook. Now, there was another overlook called Newfoundland Overlook, and it was so crowded you couldn't get nowhere near it. But this is where we like to stop. All right, we just had a little picnic here at our favorite parking spot on top of Smoky Mountain National Park. I stopped at Yoder's Amish Deli on the way here. It's in Bulls Gap, Tennessee on I-81, and got some summer sausage and crackers and cheese. And we had a little impromptu cracker lunch with this as our view. What a pretty view, huh? This has been our favorite spot to stop and park since we started going together almost 30 years ago. So here we are, back again. Hopefully not for the last time. Now we're heading down. I think we hit the top of the mountain. Now we're headed back down on the North Carolina side towards the Blue Ridge Parkway. All right, we stopped and got out to look at a couple of vantage points. Usually if you stop somewhere, it's really crowded, but this one's not too crowded, so we stopped. Wow, that's nice, huh? So this little walkway viewpoint, to access it from the other side was real crowded, but from this side was only a couple of people, so we stopped at this one because it's just as pretty, if not prettier. Although I wish they would trim these trees down. Now that's what it's all about right there. Look at that. Wow. Coming down the Smoky Mountain on the North Carolina side. Once you get to the top from the Tennessee side and start going back down again, you're in North Carolina. And I never did see a North Carolina sign, but that's the way it is. And I have to say, the traffic coming from North Carolina has been non-stop. Look at this. It's like they're evacuating Boone, North Carolina or something. It's been wall-to-wall traffic. Ours has been busy coming from Tennessee, but not like this. I'll be interested to see what the Blue Ridge Parkway looks like. We're almost there. Well, going down the mountain, I'm getting really good mileage, as you can see. 85.5 miles to the gallon. If I could only go down a mountain all the time, I wouldn't spend as much money on gasoline. So from our little picnic area here, it's been about 8 miles, and I'm getting 84, 85 miles to the gallon. Excellent mileage. Almost to Cherokee, and get ready. Looks like we have a wild elk sighting. There's one right there. Got a ranger right there guarding them. That's nice. Glad to see that. And then if you look down there, there's a whole bunch, so we've kind of hit a bottleneck of traffic. But yeah, that's neat. I don't know if that's an elk or what that is. It's probably an elk, because this is a highly elk populated area.
Look at them all over.
So they've really got traffic blocked coming out of Cherokee. I said Boone before, I meant Cherokee. Oh, here's another. They're out in the road. Oh, mercy. And they don't care about us, that's for sure. They're doing their thing. Keep going. I don't want to run them over. Hey guys. And then there's the rest of the family right there. Cool. That's what, now we know where all that traffic's coming from Cherokee. Blue Ridge Parkway, next left. So let's get over to the left. Let's not hit no elk while we're at it. All right, we're gonna turn onto the Blue Ridge Parkway and start heading towards Asheville. Oh, it's a tight turn. All right, Blue Ridge Parkway, here we are. Asheville, 87 miles. That's a little further than I thought it was. Blue Ridge Parkway. So this is the very end of the Blue Ridge Parkway. I just saw mile marker 468. And not too long ago, we were at the very beginning, or I guess I would call it the end, in Virginia, near Charlottesville. And it's where the Shenandoah National Park begins and the Blue Ridge Parkway ends. So we've been on both ends within the last 6 months. Look at that. It's kind of like the Sleepy Hollow. Got some good looking foliage here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm not stopping at any overlooks until we get higher up though, because that's where the good stuff is. $6,000 feet and above. But that's the foliage will be gone by then though. It's almost gone now. We're about 4,500 feet above sea level now, and oh, that was a bump. And a lot of places the leaves are falling, so they're way ahead of us up here as far as where the leaves are. Fall colors. Oh boy, it's bumpy. But we're enjoying this ride, and when I come to a good overlook, I'll video again, because there's no point in continuing the video because it all looks like this. It's just beautiful. Whoa. Lots of curves. Here's another especially pretty area. Just one example of the many overlooks that you'll see here. There's dozens of these. All right, we're at the highest elevation point on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And of course, there's a lot of trees blocking the view, but that's all right. It's still pretty. Well, last bastions of foliage on the Blue Ridge Parkway. We're about 25 miles from Asheville. We were way up in the higher elevations. There wasn't no leaves. Now we're back down a little bit, so there's leaves again. Look how windy this road is. If you've never been on the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's a little on the windy side. We're at 4325 right now, elevation. We're up to 6,000 for a little while. But our beautiful foliage day is drawing to a close. But we really did enjoy it.